Hey, everybody. We are in the middle of an X flare, and yes, it's still going on. Yahoo! And I have been fighting with technology. I did get a notification right out at the beginning, and it wasn't fancy. Then I fought with lots of others, things on Facebook, and finally was able to get a post of when, hey Bobby, when it was actually at an X 1.8. Hey Patricia, you all, good to see you. This is our first X flare in a long time, and it keeps freezing up a little bit. So I guess the X flare is messing with our ability technologically here. Woohoo! X 1.8. How are you feeling? Many of us have found that we feel better during an X flare. Hey, Cindy. Oh, Irina from Slovenia. Hey there. A lot of us have found we feel better during an X flare than we do during an M flare. It's like we are handling the higher frequencies because they correlate to the higher frequencies in us. And if you're one who's been doing the work, the interior work, then you're actually more ready and set up for the higher frequencies coming in than you are the M flares, which are strong but not the highest. Hey, everybody. What happened, Brandy? We had an X flare. A big X flare. And, you know, solar flares go this way. A, B, we don't even pay attention to those. C, which is mild. M, which is getting strong. And X is the top. So here's a picture. Hey, it's Kaz from Scotland. Look here. This is our X flare. Look at that thing. Boom! Impressive looking, isn't it? Coming off of that area, coming around the left side of the sun. My word, no telling what else this thing's going to shoot off. Hey, Pamela, you feel good today? Well, great. Great, Juliet. Hey, girl. She says she's feeling on top of the world. Yeehaw! All right, everybody. That's good to hear. So good to hear. Rebecca says, hey, Rebecca, hello, I'm feeling it too. I need the energy push. Yeah, well, this can give it to you. I've got the iPhone trained on the X flare we just experienced and are still experiencing. It is still an X flare last I checked, so let me look here and let's see if we've got what it will show us, because we can't get up to date moment to moment anymore. Space Weather Live used to do that, but now everything tends to have a delay. We're still, according to them, in an X flare, about to come out of it. Okay. All right, we are now in an M7.15. That's still really high. So here, let's take a look real quick. Sorry for all the reflections. It is daytime in my house of 26 windows. Okay. The high point there, the darker red, that was the X. That's the X range. You can see on here, there's the X over there. So you follow it across, and right now it's come just below X, and it's into M7.15. So that we were in X for a good little while there. And that is the highest you can go on a solar flare. But the numbers next to the letter make all the difference. We have had an X8 solar flare. So where we see an X1, it actually said X8. This is a big flare, but we have seen bigger. And here once again is a picture of this thing. Look at that. Coming around the side of the sun, that is part of what has been blowing up the backside of the sun that I've been showing you all reels and videos of. It's coming around toward us. So here's our first really big flare off of it. And you can see we also have a coronal hole facing us right now. What does that mean? Well, out of that hole will come all kinds of solar wind. And it's like an opening in the plasma over the sun, which is the surface, the corona. And out of it comes incredible solar winds. So that will come towards us within the next 2 or 3 days, probably. So it will influence and give us possibility for aurora and solar storming. But we also have this X-flare. Yeehaw, sort of a combo duo whammy. I'm feeling good. And many of you are expressing that you're feeling good. Gabrielle from South Africa, greetings, and Kaz from Scotland, and Gabrielle D'Souza says she feels great. Yay, Pamela feels great. Juliet's on top of the world. Hello, Jenna Lee. Hello, everybody. Look at that X-flare. Yeehaw, we are in the middle of it. Rochelle, I cannot tell what your flag is. I also don't know all the flags of all the nations in the world. Rochelle, where are you from? I see the flag, but it's tiny. Let me know where you're from. Write it out for me if you don't mind. Sharon, dang it, you're welcome. Cheyenne, greetings. Yes, here we go. Yeehaw. Good to see you, man. All right. Hello to everyone. Love and light, Teresa Maestro says. Hey, everybody. Yelan from Scotland. Wow, we got a few people from Scotland on today. And we have some people from a country, I can't even read the writing. It's not in the lettering I can read. Greetings and welcome. Yes, Shital, amazing times we live in. Oh, let me put it where you can see the X-flare. Look at that thing. Yes, sirree, Bob. Hey, Betsy. Good to see you. And Lil Bit, no doubt, is with you. Hey, RG. Yes, it's still going, Ray. We're talking about that. It's not an X anymore, unless it's gone back up. It is currently an M6.4. Currently an M6.4. Wow. No black spike that I'm aware of. I'd have to look over at the Schumann chart to see, but I did not see a black spike earlier. Taverg Gray. I've been feeling so energetic, like I'm not here. So strange. Well, there's been a lot of strange feelings along with the energies lately, that's for sure. Okay. Amy Elizabeth feeling clear from the Black Hills, South Dakota. Patricia Codner. I feel great. Woohoo! See, a lot of us feel good during these high spikes. And this is way high. And Jennifer riding the glorious waves of light and energy in Wisconsin. Yes, sirree, Bob. Now, Diane says, my spirits are good, but my right ear / face is aching like crazy on and off. Well, bless your heart. Keep breathing into this, and hopefully it will move off of you. And whatever is stuck there will come loose and move through. Well, thank you, Sharon. She says, I love the work you do and so happy you share it with us. I'm in Western Massachusetts, USA. Well, hey there, girl. There's Carolyn from England. Greetings. Yeah, Betsy, we're in the midst of it. And Rosemary, hey, from Germany, greetings. The global tribe is here. Yes, wonderful to see all of you. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Carolyn, said from England this time. I know you're from England. She's a very faithful friend on our page. Oh my goodness. Well, Jessica, this is a good time to tune in and make those crossroads decisions. Melinda from Tennessee, howdy neighbor. And Peter Verheulen from the Netherlands, greetings, Peter. And Claire from Scotland, UK. Deborah, okay, look here, before I go any further, greet everyone. There's our X-Flare. We just had an X-Flare. It's down now to an M5.26. And there you can see we've got an extended high flare activity going on. And it is impressive. And it's so high and people are feeling good. Some of you may be having some challenges, and there's no shame in that. Everybody is in their own space, at their own time, and you're in the right time for you. Just keep that positive attitude and hold that high frequency of divine unconditional love as much as you can. It will help you swim right through this and come through higher and better. Hey, 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 Deborah says, hey, sweet soul. Well, back at you. That's sweet of you to say. Inger from Denmark. Yeehaw! So good to see you. That is my Norse heritage. Lots of heritage in the Norselands and Scotland and Ireland and oh my goodness. Actually, I'm related to all of you pretty much. I don't have any bloodline I can trace into Asia, but just about everywhere in Europe. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. Kaylee says, I swear I can see the vibrations around me. It's wild. LOL, pray. When the energies are high, it's a great time to pray. Absolutely. Petra, Linda, says, I can really feel this right now. I don't feel good at all. Texas feels so drained here. Bless your heart. Everybody send some love towards Petra, Linda. Yes. Deborah, thank you. Deborah sent me 50 stars. Thank you all. Once again, we've had an X-Flare. Look at that thing. It is impressive. First X-Flare we've had in a long time. So good to see one. Deborah, thank you for the 50 stars. It's like you just gave me a big hug, and I appreciate it. For those of you who are new to stars, it's a way Facebook has made so you can give me a little gift and give me a hug. That is 50 cents. So each star is 1 penny or 1 cent. All right. Yes, Betsy says, feel so good with X-Flares. PNW. I am so sorry. Where are you? I don't know all the abbreviations, and when I'm on here live, I can't even reason them out. My brain is kind of on the edge right now. Jennifer from Long Island. Been feeling great today. Yeehaw. Kaylee, it says 123 people watching, but you'll find out later it's not a true number. We will end up finding that there were thousands watching, and then watching the replay. It's funny. It just doesn't show a true number. I wish it did. Mickey says, I knew this was happening. I was getting the hit in the third eye. Ooh-wee. Mercy. And Kaylee says, synchronicities have been off the wall. Feeling great, Laura says. Ear ringing, but very tired in Michigan. Yeah, well, that is one of the best ways to process these energies is by resting and sleeping. The downloads go into place and are implemented during rest, meditation, and sleep. Best way to do it. Mickey says, I told my 89-year-old aunt about you guys. She loves you all too. Oh, well, sending lots of love back to your 89-year-old aunt. Hello, aunt. We love you too. Yes, you read it right, Cheryl. X flare. Okay. Let me zoom through. Let's get an update here. Where are we now? We are down to an M3.63, which is still a really strong flare. And here you can see the very high point in that dark red. That was the X flare. And that extended, it looks like about 25 minutes. We stayed in the X flare zone. Then we came down into the high M flare. And we are in the mid M flare range right now, which is still really considerable. And once again, look at the X flare. That is impressive looking. Take a look at this too. Hang on just a moment. Do you see all those squiggly lines around the center of the flare? Not the rays coming out from it. The rays form look like an X, but look at all the squiggly lines. We may have had some filaments lift off at the same time as this X flare. And filaments are like lines like this right here. See that dark line that runs around and this little one here? When those lift off, they have an impact that can be every bit as strong as a solar flare. And it looks to me like there's a real possibility that there were some filaments exploding off all around this X flare. It may be a little bit of a complex flare, even more powerful because of it. Now, if this had been straight at us, we would be feeling it even more. And what I mean straight is right in the middle. Like, this is the sun. This is the hemisphere, north and south. Here's the equator. If it was across the equator and dead center in the north, right here, sort of where this coronal hole is, the coronal hole is off-center just a tad. It is still Earth-facing. But if this solar flare had been in this dead center spot, we would really feel it. The impact would be much greater. As it is, it seems to be messing with our technology at this point. So, wow. We've been waiting for an X flare to finally show up. And here it is. Yeehaw, boys and girls. So, many of you are telling you feel great, and that's wonderful. I feel good. You may have some symptoms, though, and that's okay, too, because that's part of what these energies are coming in for. They're coming in, and they're bringing us the higher energies that we need. So it's like it comes in, boom, it hits our DNA. How do you activate and change DNA, even in a laboratory? With high frequency light. Light, photonic energy, which is exactly what comes in through these solar flares. So if you're feeling all of that, just take some deep breaths. Let's do it right now. You feel your whole body just say, oh, everything's okay. Because that's what it means to our body when we take a deep breath like that. It means we're not in trouble. We're not being chased by a big dinosaur or a tiger. Because if you were, you wouldn't be able to stop and take a deep breath like that. So it tells your nervous system, all is well. Oh, Chipper, what are you doing over there, boy? Did you hear that bang? Who knows? They feel these things too. Take some more deep breaths while you're at it. Our pets, all mammals feel this. So if your animals are acting peculiar or clingy, or each one acts different, you know, by personality, etc., it's because they're feeling this also. So just be kind to everyone, including yourself. Oh, here comes Chipster. Are you doing okay, boy? He's smiling. He's doing the cat smile thing, so he's got to join us here, y'all. Okay, there's Chipster. Hey, Chipster. Well, if you go get up here, turn around and face everybody. That's better, so they can see your pretty, handsome face. And those bright green eyes in the daylight here. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's doing well. Now, where's your sister? Where's Sugar? Is she doing okay? Y'all share how your pets are doing in the comments, will ya? Some of them take running spells and have fits, you know, and some just lay down and sleep, which may be what Sugar is doing. She tends to go that way a lot. Yeah, you're a good boy. Are you come sit with me? Okay. That was his tail blocking the view there. So we will do the heart-brain coherence meditation before we get off of here. So if you want to stay and do that, if you want to experience the synergistic power that we experience when we're together, then hang out just a little longer. I'm not going to stay on here much longer because I know everybody has a life and it's the middle of the day here where I am. It is now at M3.31. Those of you who may be just joining us, we just had an X flare. We had an X1.8 solar flare, which is amazing. That's way, way up there. And I'm looking around. We also have a coronal hole, those black looking holes on the sun kind of facing us. And Chipper has settled down now. Yeah, there's that boy. I don't know where Sugar is. I'm not sure where Sugar Pie is. She's gone to ground somewhere, I would say. Each of our pets are like they're like children. They can be so, so different. Let's see what's happening right now. We're down into the M flare stage, which is still considerable. And once again, here is a look at that amazing X flare. We just had an X1.8 with what looks like to me filament liftoff all around it. And filaments are powerful all by themselves. So let's check and let's see if there's anything else notable happening real quickly. Now, some of you are going to say, what does this mean to us? It means if there is a coronal mass ejection associated with this X flare, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes the stuff shoots off of the sun, the material, which is plasma and detritus, shoots off of the sun and then is pulled back into the sun by the sun's gravitational pull. However, if it's powerful enough and it breaks through, then it will shoot out from there, and that's called a coronal mass ejection. And if it is Earth-facing, on the Earth side of the sun, then we can get an impact from it. If it is directly Earth-facing, straight on, then we usually will. But it takes 2 to 4 days for that coronal mass ejection, or CME, to reach us. If it reaches us, then some of us will really feel it. but some of us will get to see Aurora Borealis, and it will hit our shields of the Earth, and that's always fun to watch the way it hits the magnetosphere, but that won't happen right away. And then it looks like we're going to be receiving coronal winds, solar winds, from this coronal hole at the same time as the X-flare. Oh, who's done that? Look at that. How funny. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Deborah sent me 50 stars, and I'm trying to get down here to find out who did this. Wow, a lot of comments. Patty Lynn, thank you. Patty sent me 500 stars. Thank you, Patty. And for those of you who are wondering about stars, that is $5. So 1 star equals like 1 cent or a penny. So thank you, Patty. I'm feeling the love. You all bless me, and I appreciate it. I had someone blow my socks off and made me cry even. Not bad crying, amazed, happy crying. They sent me an order through my online shop with all the energy tech and, you know, the pendants, and it was just scalar devices and the bracelets and all the different things I have on there, shungite and so forth. They sent me a wonderful order, and then they turned around and gave me $100 tip. Wow, can you imagine? I've never had anything like that. They gave me $100 tip, and I wrote them an email and thanked them, and they said, well, they could never get the stars to work for them, so they found a way through the online store and sent me this amazing tip. That was huge. It means a great deal to me. Thank you. You are the ones who bless me and take care of me, and how I pay my bills, because I do this all the time. This has become my thing. There's just not time to do, well, I am doing other stuff too, but it doesn't pay right now. We'll put it that way. When you're developing a campground, it's not doing anything but costing money. It's not making anything yet. It's going to be exciting though when it finally gets finished. I'm looking real quick. Whoa, the density just had a big hit. Let me show you. Ready? Look at that. You see that spike in red? And even the down low is in red, which means it's very powerful. It's at a 1.73 right now, and that's down low. Let's see if it will let me see what this one was. Oh, come on, let me. It's always hard to get it. Okay, 78.77. Look at that. Wow, that's high. So that might actually show up. And we're in BC South, so that means we're feeling this one. We're not in a solar storm at this point as far as the disturbance storm time index, but we're on the brink, and here's where Aurora is around the world. Oh. Okay, there we go. I hope you all didn't see that. I have a loft, and when I cleaned out a closet for winter, pulling out everything, and I wash all my clothes in the closet before I store it for winter, and so they're in a pile over there. I toss it off of my balcony down here. I hope you didn't see all that tacky pile of clothing I'm going to be washing today. That's going to keep me busy for a little while. The cats think it's fun. They think it's a big pile of bedding for them right now. Okay, what was I about to do? We're going to go over here real fast. And those of you who are working, and I understand if you've got to go, you can always watch the replay. I will make this available as soon as we get off of here, but I'm wanting to quickly zoom through and take a look. Okay, this is worth looking at real fast. there. See all the purple? This is a magnetic field on the Schumann alternative charts. I hope you can see all that purple. Purple, purple. And many people, of course, believe that this is showing angelic intervention. And I am great with that. I love angelic intervention and welcome it. The more the angelic intervention, the better. There's a big spike there. Wow, look at that. Look at this, y'all. Look at that chart. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And this is over extended time increments, showing an overall picture. Check out this spike. That happened right there. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but it's not all going to show up in a conventional way, because I personally feel like the charts are kind of being tweaked to where they're not showing as much as they could. Oh, look at this interesting thing. Look at that. See those crazy segments? That's a type of a spike. Black here at the bottom. How interesting. Yeah, how about that? And that is today. Let me back this off and let's zoom through and see if there's anything else outstanding. Lots of activity. There's the purple. There's more purple laced all the way through there. And here, this is Etna Radio Observatory. And we got missing data right there. And this is Etna Observatory again. And wow, look at that. My goodness. The background is dark blue, and you can see it's so filled in. My heavens, you can barely see it. Okay, that is called a geophone, by the way. That across the top is a geophone, and it can show all kinds of activity, not only the conventional. But this is Cumiana, and it's not showing a lot, but we do see a glow and raised here. But we have a lot more up here, and we have some that's even into the red range, but nothing terribly outstanding. And real quickly, let's take a quick look. Oh, gotta change over. Okay, let's take a look at the geospace magnetosphere cut planes. Let me get everything ramped up and rolling here so we can see if possibly that spike in density will show up on here for us. It's currently 1830 UTC. And this looks like this is going to correlate really nicely. You can see the slider is coming across. There's 1830. Okay, now it's starting again. This covers about 3 hours of time. The time signature is right there. It's probably hard to see when we're showing the whole thing, but you can follow the charts going, or the slider going across. Oh, Jane Markey, I missed that. Jane sent me 500 stars, and I must have missed all the fun hearts and stuff that showed up. I'm sorry I missed that. Thank you, Jane. I'm feeling the love, lady. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's look at density here. Let's watch. It's starting coming across, and boom, these are the shields. That's the Earth, that little tiny half white, half black thing there. Coming across. Boom. Okay, but when that occurred with the spike, it must have been before this chart is showing us. It must, there's a good one there, but it must have happened more than 3 hours ago. We just looked at it, And here we are looking at pressure. The most intense is red, and we're surrounded with it. All right, there's our quick update there. Nothing too terribly exciting. Let's take a look here. Alex has started showing that fun picture at the beginning, but it's not what's happening. This is what's actually happening. All right, and we don't have anything major happening. Always to the right on the Russian Tomsk University Schumann resonance. This is what we're seeing. What interesting stuff right there. See what I'm talking about? It's almost like a coding symbols right there. This is showing us that there's nothing, trying to do it the way it used to go. Alex has upgraded his app and I can't get used to it. Whoa, look at that. This is what's called the Q factor, quality factor. And look at that. This is very different. They are all spiking straight up. Good heavens, 190. Look at that. Normally, I'm getting chills. Normally, when you're looking at the Q factor, you're looking at maybe 7 or 10 or maybe 14. This is 190. My word. I'm a little bit speechless. We saw a huge number on here once before, but it was nowhere near this. Quality factor has to do with how long what is happening on these charts will endure, how long the effect of it will endure. In other words, what is the quality of these energies and this power? And I don't believe I've ever seen 190. Do you see it up at the top? Right here. And that's how high this has gone. Wow. Okay. I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling. That is a big deal. There's something there I'm going to have to look into more. Electromagnetic background level. We look at this from time to time, and often spikes show up here. The most recent black spike has already gone off the edge over that direction. But we are here, and there are no black spikes at this time. However, wow, the Q factor is massive. That is gigantic. Don't know what to think. That's the biggest number on the whole thing. Amplitude is only about, according to this, here's amplitude, which is what we write down as power. The highest one was 45, and that was not anywhere near today. Pardon me. Something strange going on. Okay, this is today, but you see nothing major is happening. But, y'all, I'm sorry, that really threw me off. There is something interesting happening. 190 on the Q factor? That just... that just doesn't happen. We'll find out. We'll find out. That's a big thing. It's important. Something is up. Woohoo! Okay, I think we pretty much looked at everything. For those of you who are just joining us, we had a massive X flare earlier today. It's still pretty darn impressive. It's at an M1.65. Let me show you. There is what it's looking like now, which is still impressive. And it's coming around the left side of the sun, and behind. See, everything rolls across this way and then back around the back and back over. This sunspot that this X-flare came from has been shooting stuff off on the back, apparently being provoked and perturbed by 3I Atlas, which has been back behind the sun. And here is where we had an X1.8 solar flare. And we're down now to an M1.65, which is still substantial. And we have a chance, a 10% chance of having X-flares right now. And we just had one. Got a little something stirring up on the solar protons, solar radiation. When these separate, these lines separate, something is up. And often a coronal hole sending out tons of solar... Oh my goodness. Maybe this X-flare is affecting me. Solar wind. Marguerite, that's what it's called. Wind can come and hit us, and it can trigger solar storms. But we're not having one at this point. It's just a little bit stirred up. And there is the coronal hole facing us. And... woo! Wow, okay. You know, when it gets into the M solar flare level, many of us feel it more there than we do when it's at an X flare. I had a heck of a time getting this created this morning. Facebook is hard on me. I have to post, and any graphics I have to create like this. You can see I wrote solar flare and then it created it right on top of this X. And I couldn't get the X far enough away to be able to touch it, to enlarge it to here. It's a technical difficulty. And so I had to abandon it. Go ahead and post that. They will not let you adjust after a certain point. So I had to take a screenshot, go to my iPad, and proceed to fiddle with it and take down the boundaries and the borders and prepare it, and then take it back onto Facebook like I was doing a new post. And then none of these pieces were moving anymore, and I took this and put it in that place, but I still had to leave the little pieces of that one there. You all have no idea what I do trying to get posts done. Often it will take 12 to 15 times, and I'll be thrown offline over and over and over again until I'm just like ready to just say, forget it. I don't need to post this anyway. But we got it done finally. We had an X1.8 solar flare earlier. Yeehaw! And most every one of you are feeling good through it. Now we're going into the M flare stage as the X flare is slowly coming down. And you're going to possibly feel the effects of that too, because these are still high energies and they're punching into that stuck, dark, heavy energy that gets into us, and it dislodges it. We want it dislodged. We want all our pathways open and free for all these powerful energies to flow through, because we call that the ascension. We are being raised and elevated above what we've been stuck at. And trauma of any kind can trigger sticky, stuck spots that can influence and mess up. This was earlier. Used to be, and I could show you many images, this whole thing would have been cherry red. If you hit anywhere near an X flare, when this chart was different, this whole thing would have been cherry red, but we just got the slightest red in the center here, which really does not show the picture, because X is as high as you can go. The numbers make all the difference. And if you notice the scale down here, it shows the cherry red, but they dumbed everything down. Why? Well, apparently they're expecting things to go much higher than these charts allow, and they tweaked all the colors to prepare for it. Isn't that interesting? The same thing happened when it comes to the KP. Used to be KP4 was yellow, KP5 was orange, KP6 was bright red, and KP5 may have been even bright red. Also have images of all that. Now, KP4 is like this off green color. Then KP5 is like maybe yellow, and then 6 is orange, and then on up finally get to a red, and then to a dark red. They have adjusted everything, which is a bit of a letdown to me, because I don't think it represents truly. Let me show you something funny really quick. This was Sugar yesterday. Look at that look. It's on the couch. I had friends over here, and she was upset that they left. She came over here and she searched for them where they'd been sitting on the couch. Cute little animal. They're just so adorable. We're so blessed to have these beautiful little creatures. Oh, Tammy, thank you. Tammy sent me 100 stars. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Mwah! Love you all. Appreciate that. Okay. Part of me wants to go and look and find you what it used to look like. What it used to look like before all the colors were changed. And I could. It probably wouldn't take a long, long time. And why would I want to show you that? Well, I would want to show you that because things really have shifted. Things really have altered in so many ways. Everything has been sort of dumbed down and represented so differently. It makes me and others of you wonder how much truth we're really seeing out of all of this. And that is something certainly to consider. And I would like to see it all. You know, I don't want things kept from me. I want to see it. I want to know what's happening. I want our agencies and these that are supposed to be serving the people to show us. I think we should be seeing images of Three-Eye Atlas that we're not seeing now. I think we should be seeing a lot of things that, for whatever reason, seems to be being obscured and kept back from us. And yet we do the best we can. And also, you all, we gotta remember, we are the best instruments for measuring these energies than any instrument on the whole earth. We feel it, and we know it. We experience it. All right, beloved. Here's one I'll show you. This is from January the 8th, 2022. And you can see the marking right there. And look at that. That's KP5. And it used to be red. Now when we see KP5, it's yellow. How about that? Isn't that interesting? There's proof of how they shifted the colors because of the changes that are happening. And often someone who's new to our page will say, is that rare? You know, is that unusual to see this high frequency or whatever? Yes, we're seeing a lot more high frequencies in a lot of ways. And yet there have always been times when it spiked. Okay, now this was the limitation. If it was red at KP5, but it's red at KP6 also, they wanted to show a differentiation. And it does go all the way to 9. So, like I say, used to be when it was at 4, it was yellow. Red, 5 was red, 6 was red too. But when you get up into here, then it would turn to a dark red. So a lot of the charts and the representations on them have shifted. And probably a good thing. I just want to see it all, if you know what I mean. And we used to, as far as the Schumann goes, we used to see white out spikes that were solid, not just for an hour or two. We had some that lasted a day or two. And I have trouble believing that things have changed that much. I am thinking it's probably still happening, but because of the way things have been adjusted, we're not seeing it so clearly, but we can feel it. So I'm just blabbering on here. We had a big X flare. We had an X1.8, beloved. And it was powerful. Now, look here. Here is what a 4. This is what KP4 used to look like on March the 31st, 2022. It used to be yellow, that pretty yellow. Now it's kind of a drab puke green when they do show us. This is what, hold on. I see it, but how big was it? Look at this. This was April the 2nd, 2022. Do you see the cherry red in that graph I was showing you earlier? I am not sure. That was an M3.12, and it rated a cherry red center on the radio blackout chart. Look at that. Now, we had an X flare today, and it was barely peach colored in the center. That's how much it has changed. If this were an actual X flare back then, it would have filled the entire center of that with cherry red. This is how much it has changed. And I wanted you all to just see that. I've been doing this for a little while, and things really have shifted over time. And, yeah. This right here was marked at 77. You see what coverage we have? Basically, that came down here at its lowest point to about 28. We had this earlier this week. We had this days ago. And it didn't get up above 54. So, maybe things are changed. Maybe they are. Maybe things really have been kind of dumbed down. And that is very interesting, I think. Okay, let me see what else we got right here. How about this one? Look at this. Though I can't tell you what the rating was on that. Boom shiggity. That's what we'd say here. July the 5th, 2022. That is a tremendous amount of white. And I hope some of you find this interesting. I want to show you we have entered a whole new world of energies, and the charts have been altered to accommodate that. And looking through here, okay, 22. How high did this get? This flare got up to a M2 6-1. This is what that looked like back then. Not quite pure cherry red, but we didn't reach this look on an X flare today. Very odd, isn't it? Big changes. I think a lot of them make sense, but we should see red when we're in an X flare. I mean, it doesn't go higher than an X flare, and red should be the representation on that particular chart and graph. But it didn't. So, all right, enough of that. Let's go back and look at today. I want you to see this. Ready? This is today, an X flare, and that's all we got on this particular chart. That's all it showed. X flare, and we got barely, maybe kind of a pale, not even pink, I don't know what you'd call that. That's all it shows. And yet it still shows red on the scale, but this is what they show for an X flare. No, I don't like it. I want them to show us something a little more representative, but they probably are not going to listen to me. This was big. It was a very big one. It was an X18, X1.8 solar flare today. It was big, and you all appear to have nearly breezed through it. You know why? Because you all are the best. You are. You all are impressive. All right. Let us go ahead and let's do our heart brain coherence meditation, and hopefully I won't bawl like a baby today like I did the last time. I don't think I will. I think I'll be fine. But it was a good crying, but it probably did seem different. I don't normally blubber in front of people, but I did the other day. We are at 1:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And to do our heart brain coherence, just put your hand right here in your heart region. Think of something you're really thankful for. Pick something that really means a great deal to you, and let it touch your emotions if it does. Imagine breathing in and out from the heart area. Go, breathe in. See your breath coming back out, and in and out, and think of whatever it is you're very grateful for. As always, I'm very grateful for the day of my spiritual awakening when I met unconditional divine love. So you all pick what you want to think about, feel, and this will take us 3 minutes. Don't worry about the time. I'll let you know when the time is up. And let us begin right now. Helicopter coming over my house. Hear something. Just keep breathing in and out from the heart area, thinking and feeling gratitude. Wow, they did go right over my house. Let's continue. Wow. Ladybugs have shown up while we were doing this. There's a whole ton of them on my window. I don't know if you can see them. Those little ladybugs, the lady beetles out there. Wow. Oh, close up of me. Love you all. Thank you for joining me during our X-Flare experience. And it looks like we are having a CME if all these blasts and radio bursts and things that are coming across the screen are any sign of it. So in a few days, we might have some beautiful aurora borealis to enjoy, especially if you're way up north or way down south. Maximum time, so a 10 centimeter radio burst is happening or just happened. And let's see if there's anything being said about whether there was a coronal mass ejection CME. Okay, Solar Ham, Kevin at Solar Ham says a coronal, it had a dimming effect where the picture, the image tends to darken briefly. So the odds of a coronal mass ejection CME will be likely. Woohoo! So that was not an empty casing. That one was loaded. All right, beloved. Mwah! Have a beautiful day. Think beautiful thoughts. Be good to your wee little selves. And remember, we're not going through all this for nothing. We're going someplace really good. 5D. You're important. You're valuable. We are co-laborers in this field.